Yeah, I don't want to go to jail for anything. I'm much too, weak.
And you're pretty. You are listening to the Stand Up Dads podcast.
This is hecka boring.
Yeah, it is.
Let's try again.
Yeah.
Should I just give her... Should I give in to her demands?
Nah, she'll back off.
This is what she does with meetings, too. The second she knows we're starting, I'm just going to yell until...
We don't negotiate with terrorist cats.
I know. She totally is. She was all fine, passed out until we start really setting up to record. And then it's like, stretch, and then make noise, feed me.
Podcast blocking cat. Well, this is... what is this? You're listening to Stand Up Dads podcast. This is Rob.
And Mike.
And this week, school's wrapping up soon.
Fast. So fast. Ollie's done next Thursday, like a week from now, from when we're recording.
So we got to start prepping for summer break.
Yes.
Are you planning on any trips during the summer?
We had like a little family meeting over, like sitting down to figure out what we're going to do. Melissa's setting up some sort of road trip. So basically we tried to lay out the weeks that she's off and try to, as soon as we can get that filled up. We talked to Olivia about what she'd like to do. So I have to look into if there's anything that's open for like an acting class or a little show. I don't know with COVID still.
Sure.
If there's anything. And then we talked about wanting to find some way for her to keep up the progress she's made in school. So she's got like 2 books she's got that she's into that we're like, okay, we'll continue that. Like, let's have you read those and finish those over the summer. She wants to work on her writing. I would like to do, and I don't know if I'm too late. That's what sucks is like, did I wait too long? Because I'd like to go to Santa Cruz maybe or something smaller since we live close.
That shouldn't be that big of a deal.
Yeah. My plans are more for end of the year, for her birthday, like trying to think of something. Because she's turning 11, which is a very big birthday for a Harry Potter fan.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Buck in the jar.
I would like to see if it would be possible to go to the big Harry Potter world in Florida.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Is that one a lot different than the one in LA?
Yes. I didn't know it because I was like, this LA one's so much easier for us to go to. It's so much cheaper. But then when you watch it, it's like they have 2 whole lands. They have the Hogwarts train that goes between them. They have like more rides, everything. And we wouldn't leave those areas probably. Like we probably wouldn't even see.
Well, at the risk of offending our Florida listeners, Florida is Satan's butthole. So have fun planning that. I mean, we
wouldn't even pretend we're in Florida, just like we do when we're in Hollywood. We go in there and we pretend we are in Hogsmeade and we are in...
Yeah, it's hard to do when it's 100 degrees with like 110% humidity.
This is true.
My balls are stuck to my thigh, Harry.
Thanks a lot. Stop trying to ruin it, Robert.
Yeah. Well, we just came back from Monterey.
Yeah.
Because they opened up the aquarium, so I was able to take the boy out there. Because the last time we took him, he was still in a stroller, so he was...
Wow, that's... Yeah.
And it was good.
What's your favorite thing there now? Because I went so long ago. I mean, I remember taking Oli, and it wasn't there anymore. But remember they used to have that giant sunfish?
Yeah, he died.
Yeah, he died. But to me, that was...
deep sea thing is still pretty amazing.
Okay, there's still some cool... Because to me, that was the thing when I'd go see it where I'd be like, this is like seeing a dinosaur. Like,
it is. Those things looked wrong.
Yes, and it was so giant that it was like, this is worth the price of admission just because that thing getting close to the glass was like, wow, man.
Yeah.
Like,
well, they had tuna. They had a bunch of like big sardines, like schools. Watching them school is pretty freaking amazing.
Oh, okay.
They really did play that up. Like they're all over the place. The sardines just going in circles, which seems like a horrible fate for, to be in that circular tube at the aquarium.
Oh, yeah.
But they seem fine. They look healthy.
Yeah.
We were walking around Cannery Row, and Owen has recently started, I don't know what it is, but he just starts blurting things out, and I think it's like a tick.
Oh, okay.
It's really frustrating. Like, it's
not stuff like, this is stupid, because I would do that.
No.
Not more. Is this more fish?
No.
That's the stuff that would get me in trouble as a kid.
His thing is more, it just comes out of nowhere. Like, he'll go, yeah, bitch.
Oh, okay,
I'm like, yeah, bitch. Who? That's not something that's said in our home, so it's something he's watched on YouTube.
Yeah.
But it was hilarious. It was scary, but we were walking around Cannery Row. We were going over to Ghirardelli. They have a little Ghirardelli store there to get on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And there was a group of early 20s, late teens just hanging out, maybe 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah.
And a girl dropped her phone, and I watched it slide into the gutter, and all the guys were giving
slid
her...
where she couldn't get it?
She could get it, but it was just nasty gutter. And they were like, making fun of her. And then Owen was walking by, goes, yeah, bitch. And I'm like, oh, shit. And they start laughing. They're like, yeah, even he knows you're a stupid bitch.
The timing was perfect.
I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm going to get my ass beat by a bunch of 20-year-olds. This fucking
And instead
sucks.
they went, oh, my God, that's hilarious.
He had no idea what was going on. It was just, he just blurted it out, and it just happened to be perfect timing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have to address that really damn quick.
How do you, I don't even know how you do that. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm not, again, I still stand by don't hit your kid, but I have flicked him in the ear a couple times to like knock that shit off.
Stop it. So much.
But yeah, he really loved, the day before we went to the tide pools and we caught it at low tide.
Oh.
And which was great because he just, enjoyed torturing crabs and all this stuff. But it was funny because they kept biting him. He's like, ow, ow, ow. But he would keep
caught
going
a
back.
good picture. I saw the picture where you caught him where he's like, ah!
Yeah.
It really looked like he was like, oh.
And we were there for hours. And then the tide started coming in. So we left. And then the whole next day at the aquarium, I want to go to the tide pool. I want to go to the tide pool. And it was like, fuck.
It didn't even, you could have just done that. Yeah. Wow.
And
I've never gone to the tide pools.
That's great. There's one over at Moss Beach over by Half Moon Bay. It's closer.
Okay.
Although it was closed last time we went. Oh, it's great. But you just have to time it right with the tides. Because when we went, I was like, it's not going to be it's not going to be the same as yesterday, buddy. He's like, why not? Like, the tide's high now. And he didn't give a shit. And then we got there. I'm like, there's no rocks because it's all covered with water because it's high tide. But,
yeah.
So he was upset, but he still went around and we found a jellyfish, which I've never seen a jellyfish on the beach out here.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, I had to stop him from grabbing it. And then, we found a couple of crabs.
I picked one up once in high school.
Really?
And I didn't know what it was. I picked it up. I was like, hey, look at this crab. And Pendergast was like, drop that, you fucking idiot. They're all laughing at me. I'm like, what? He's like, it's a goddamn jellyfish, you stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. But at the same time, it's good. I mean, I was thrilled that he was excited by the tide pool.
Yes.
So I was like, this is fucking great. I'm bored out of my fucking mind, but I'm going to stay here as long as it takes because he's really getting something out of this.
It's a breakthrough these days where it got so much shit to...
Well, because physically he's getting something out of it because he has to jump from rock to rock.
Yeah.
At some point, I just got tired and was like, I'm just going to sit here on this pointy-ass rock and watch him for a while.
Yeah.
And that was great. And he started, he's like a little scientist with that. And now he's like into digging up slugs and all that stuff. Wow. So I think our summer is going to entail a lot of creepy crawlies and stuff.
Yeah.
Like he moved a flower pot yesterday. And apparently we have these outdoor cockroaches that live in the flower pots. Yeah. And seriously, like a dozen of them just scurried. And he's like, I could hear them. Oh, yeah. And he moved it again and they went and started. I just had a stomp fest. Yeah. Because I don't want that there. They don't come in the house.
No,
they like it outside.
Kill them, yeah.
But yeah. Now we know what the lizards out there were living off of.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, but he's like, I'm going to grab it. I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea to grab those. But yeah. So you actually talking about that meeting got me thinking about how to plan for the summer break.
Yes.
So I found an article called Strategies for a Successful Summer Break. And this is geared more for special needs kids.
Oh, okay.
Because, those kids more than anything really do need the structure and routine. Yeah. So if you got, anxiety, ADHD, autism, any of that, school does provide like a safe zone because they know what's coming. Yeah. And now that's all gone. So, the first thing they talk about is to maintain the schedule. Have them still wake up and go to bed around the same time. Obviously, you're going to have exceptions, but make as many plans as you can because right now is the time to start planning those play dates because you're not going to see those parents over the summer. Yeah. Not at least for the most part. Yeah. Their thing here, definitely get outdoors. And holy shit, that was such a great thing having him outside running around the tide pools. Yeah. Because he was tired. He was well behaved. He went to bed. There was no issues.
And those moments feel so good when it's like finding something where they're actually not just like, are we done? Can we go home now? Like last year biking with Olivia was when she finally figured out or came up with the idea of like making little obstacle courses for us to bike through, which really was just like, follow me and you got to do what I do, but really it just got us biking. On a bike. Yeah, and it got us biking. Yeah, that was like cool because most of the time it was like, can we just bike to Dairy Queen and then come home? Yeah, and it's like that's just no fun. Yeah, I want to go fart around. Like, let's go do something. Stay on the bikes for a while.
I just remembered like when I was 10, 11, maybe even 9, going with my dad to Half Moon Bay and just having to jump around on the rock wall, which was similar to walking around at low tide on the rocks there. But it wasn't fun. It was just like, come on, we're going out to the end so we can go fishing off the rock wall. Yeah. Terrifying when you're a kid carrying all this gear. And he's like part fucking mountain goat. He just like, popped because he grew up on that shit. Yeah. So, and I'm thinking, I'm going to fucking die. So it was just never fun.
Yeah.
Although it did come back, I doubt it's muscle memory 30 years later. 40 years later.
It probably is.
But it definitely, I definitely got little flashbacks of,
yeah.
And just like the advice he would give me, like, don't step on that, step on this, and just the way you test the rocks. And I was saying the same shit to Owen. Like, okay, did you see that?
That's cool. Yeah. Wow.
So
what a great moment that is.
But he didn't listen. He still would fall.
Yeah, but you don't know. It could be he's going to be 40 years from now telling his kid.
I'd be shocked.
Yeah.
Your asshole grandfather used to make me do this.
Yeah, same thing. He's like, that son of a bitch. And all I wanted to do was go back there, and he made me go back to this friggin' museum that everywhere you went, oh, what's this? More fish? Oh, boy. What's around the corner, Dad? More fish? Woo!
Yeah, you got to see the penguins get fed, all that stuff. So it was just tough when he'd be like talking to a kid and then just, yeah, bitch. It's like, stop it. Fuck. Okay, so back to this. Maintain whatever behavioral system you have. So if it's like you have 2 hours of screen time a day or whatever, stick to that because it's going to be really easy to just be like, it's going to be easier. The big one here that I think is find support, and they mean for the parents because parenting's tough enough when you get to drop them off at school, but when you're stuck with them all the time.
Yeah. And now, I mean, last year was really hard because unless you, like, we did have about 2 families that we would alternately use as like our COVID families.
Yeah.
And sometimes we couldn't they'd be like, oh, we just went here or we had gone somewhere. So it'd be like, we got to wait the 2 weeks. Or this year, hopefully it'll be a little better because that's what we would do is we just take turns where it'd be like one of Oli's friends would call me and be like, I need to go do shopping and my daughter does not want to go. Would it be cool if, you watch her with Oli, and then same thing I can do. Or
it's huge.
So you can
just
go,
those little breaks.
Yeah. And what's sad is a lot of times I don't want the break, but it's good for Oli to get a break from me. She wants to go play and she wants the autonomy of like, yeah, you leave me and you go.
Well, shit, this right now, what we're doing right now is my break. So
yeah,
that's just kind of sad. But
no, this is fun for me too.
It's fun for me too.
Yeah. And it's fun. This is one where it's like, I always miss Oli being here, but it's not fun when she's here because she'll come out and she just like.
Dude, it drives me nuts when I'm editing and Oli's here because you'll go, oh, and another blah, blah, blah. And then sometimes she'll do this. And it's like, God damn it, stop fucking whispering, you son of a bitch.
Because she's listening. And no matter what's funny is she still can go, I can still hear you guys. I know. You can't whisper. And I'm like, I'd like to say it's because it's an 800 square foot apartment. And it's like, no, I just can't whisper anywhere.
No. And if she wants to hear you, she's going to hear you.
Yeah.
Shit, I forgot. I got a clip of Jim Gaffigan talking about the pressure that comes with summer break.
Okay.
Here goes.
Summer's presented as a vacation. It's like a 3-month vacation for nobody but children. And who doesn't deserve a few months off after the rigors of kindergarten? I have 5 young children. During summer, they lounge around like they've just returned from fighting ISIS. 3rd grade was a beast. Summer vacation does kind of set up an adulthood of disappointment. That first job, you're like, I have to go to work in July? What is this, Russia? There's a strange pressure to travel during summer. Are you going somewhere this summer? Why do I have to go somewhere? Well, we lived here during the horrible weather. Now that it's nice, we should go somewhere else.
Yeah, so.
It's true, yeah.
God, when he was talking about that, we got to work in July. I'll never forget when I had my first real job at working at the airport.
Yeah.
I was 18 and realized I was probably there for about 3 weeks. And I realized, fuck, I got to do this forever now. And that sinking feeling of there's no 3-month break. There's no, what is it? I got to earn 2 weeks of vacation at the end of the year.
Yes.
This fucking, and just that whole depression just set in.
Yeah.
And you totally get why adults look so fucking sad.
Yeah, 2 weeks of vacation. Yeah.
Let's see. So when you do go out, they talk about you got to mimic the home routines even when you're traveling. Because, again, kids like structure.
Yeah.
They may not act like it. Let's see. Work with your child's strengths and interests. So right now, Owen's got interest in creepy crawlies. So I guess that's what we're going to pursue.
And making really cool, disturbing Lego stuff, like that picture you sent me. What were they? Was he delivering heads?
I don't know, but it was a little truck with a guy driving it, and there were 3 Lego heads in the back.
Was it all skeleton heads too?
Yeah,
and it was a skeleton driving it too.
Yeah.
So he was either collecting skeleton heads.
Well, we went to the just down the street.
Yeah,
there's that Lego store, the secondhand one.
Oh, you went to it? Was it open again?
No, I don't. This is from years ago.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
And
store.
he put together a bunch of skeleton-looking guys.
Ah.
I don't know. So he has a bunch of skulls in his bag.
I love that store. I'm sad that Ollie's kind of moved on from Legos. I enjoy Legos.
Actually, that reminds me. I need to swing by there, see if they're actually open now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. With COVID, I don't know if they really want people touching on stuff.
They were great for when she'd get into some really specific stuff, and you could just be, when she wanted those little 2-piece ones that were flat and smooth because she wanted to tile the bottom of her house.
Oh yeah.
So she basically tiled her house, so stuff like that where you're just we need a bunch of these in a couple colors so she can
I hate those because you can't build on them.
I know, but she'd made. I would have never thought
to take off.
Yeah, but I would have never thought of that. She did the same with when she got into the caravans, or trailers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we just bought hell of hitches.
Yeah.
To hitch every friggin' thing she could put together.
Trains.
Yeah, anything she could put. That's what's cool. I like that for that place.
Well, just check out this. I'll put the link in the show notes. So there's a lot more in this article, but the last one they came up with is prepare yourself for some rough times. Even with the best plans, it's going to be rough, especially if you have a special needs kid.
Yeah.
This year, just really since, we did this whole year as, the distance learning. And I really think, it was kind of like a not minor, but just a skewed version of a summer vacation because he really wasn't held accountable by anyone but us. Which that's never good.
I think it shows how uneven our educational system is because Oli, when she first had it happen, and it happened while she was in school, nothing was learned that last month because they were trying to even figure out what to do.
Yeah.
When we came back, they were really well planned.
Yeah.
But when they went back to school in November and she got a new teacher, that teacher was so good at teaching online that she made huge, ridiculous jumps. So that's the hard part is I feel for it when I have friends that are it's they're behind a year or they're, it was awful. They didn't learn anything, but then I don't have that experience. But before she wasn't really moving until this particular teacher. I think that's true though. Even when we were kids, I had certain grades where I did spectacular because I love the teacher.
Yeah.
And then other years I'd be right back into the back of the line,
Even though your parents probably thought, oh, he's just a fuck up this year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Totally.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a good place to take the boy. I know he really loved Legoland.
Oh, see, I've never been there.
That's a good one. But one of the cool things about Legoland that I don't think they'll allow to happen is in all the lines they had Legos so the kids could have something to play with while they were waiting.
Wow.
I don't think they're going to allow that unless they're just dipped in a thing of sanitizer.
Yeah.
Like we just float him in rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
Which, hey, if that's what it takes, great.
Yeah.
Because I know the go-to for everyone is Disney.
I really, like, what sucks is because it closed down, I had been just last year was starting to think it's about time for us to go.
Yeah.
Luckily, Oli got to go with Melissa.
Sure.
But now I'm like, well, geez, I don't want to go when it's all crazy.
Yeah.
So it's probably, but I also don't want to go again when it's, I'm glad we did a lot of Universal, but I want to go when she's still kind of a kid because she's starting to get into being more of middle school,
sure,
where she's actually wanting to act more like a teenager or something. So I'd like to go when she can still enjoy the stuff more like a kid.
Your life is over.
I'm sad. Yeah, she's just like, because she was all excited about The Simpsons. So I found these itchy and scratchy Vans, and I sent her. She's like, no. She's like, I don't want to wear it. Like, I like them, but I don't want to wear that like out. It's like, ouch. Dang. Like, I'm like, but they're still Vans. They're like limited edition Vans. No.
Dad, you're a dork.
Yeah, no, I'm not wearing them. I'm like, whatever, man.
Well, we had Jim Gaffigan earlier talking about break. Here's his take on Disney.
Last summer, we did our first big family vacation. Well, I should clarify, we went to Disney. Now, if you haven't been to Disney as an adult, just imagine you're standing in line at the DMV. And that's it.
That's it.
Actually, it was Orlando in July, so it's kind of like standing in line on the surface of the sun. Why would we do this to ourselves? Remember when you were a kid and you'd go on vacation, you'd be like, why is Dad always in a bad mood? Now I understand. How can I spend an enormous amount of money, be uncomfortable, and listen to my children complain and whine? Disney. Oh, good.
That's totally how my kid's going to remember me, because I'm always pissy on vacation.
Yeah, why are you so grumpy? Yeah.
Fuck, I mean, I forgot how long it takes. It's a 4-hour drive to get from Folsom to Monterey.
Yes.
And that's without stopping.
Miserable, yeah.
Oh my God, and he bitched the whole time. Because I was thinking about, if we go to Legoland, maybe I'll drive. I'm like, oh no. I could not do that, because 4 hours I was ready to just drive into oncoming traffic.
You know, I told you before, that's how I broke. Actually, both of us broke on our thing of she's not going to see any TV or films.
Oh, yeah.
I think she was around 2, and we did a drive to the Monterey Bay Aquarium. And from Elk Grove, I thought it was like 3.5 hours or something. So it's 3.5 hours there, 3.5 hours back. She screamed the whole time and did not get tired. And that's what made it was like, she's going to watch it.
You have to be rational about it.
Or I would have driven, like you said, like, I don't know how I didn't, because I felt that way where I was like, if this screaming does not stop, I'm going to drive us into the ocean.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. Just go straight into it. It breaks you.
Really does. Well, here's some more from Gaffigan on Disney.
Because, there's pressure to have fun on your vacation, right? But at Disney, it's like a desperation. You see it on the faces of parents. They're like, oh, this was an enormous mistake. I hope you're having fun. It was either this or send you to college. I stood in line for an hour and 15 minutes for the Dumbo ride. After a minute, I was like, I'm the Dumbo. I'm waiting to see myself. At the end of the line, there's just going to be a mirror and some guy going, Dumbo.
Yeah.
It's so true. And the first time when I took Oli to Universal, and we went one day, and we went in at like 8 a.m. and we stayed till like 9 p.m. We went the whole time. I was so much an asshole by the middle of the day and onwards, because I was like hot. We were trying to stay hydrated, because that was July of 2019. And there was one ride that we waited. The Haggard ride is like one of the rides that's like the line's all outside, no shade.
Yeah.
And it's
bad planning.
It was only like 45 minutes, but it felt like, and then you get to it, and that was the first time we rode it, and it is about 50 seconds long.
Dude.
And I was like, it's not going around again? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, from now on, like, I will tell them, like, I am not riding that ride unless it says
no line
10 minutes or less.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. And she'll be like, well, what about? She'll be like, it's 50. Nope. I can't. Like, they've made it where I can't. I'll start vomiting if we walk into that line.
That's bad.
Like,
is it at least a good 50 seconds?
It's a cool little ride. It is not cool at all if you've waited at all.
Yeah.
If you go and you walk right in, like when we went with the COVID stuff, and we were able to walk in, ride it, go right back on, walk in, ride it. Like that, then it's fun. Yay. But when any sort of wait, you're going to come out of it and go, I want my money back. Like, you guys suck.
So you've described like most women's sexual experiences.
Yeah. I want
it?
my money back. This is bullshit. That's it? Ridiculous.
50 seconds?
Well, what I don't get is, like, to me, it just felt like you spent all this money on this really well done ride that's built in a replica of fucking Hogwarts. Then you're like, well, we need another ride. Let's just shit this one out.
Yeah.
like it feels like they made it out of spare parts. Like,
Probably
they're like,
did.
we got a little bit of track and a little spot.
Or
Let's
they
make
had a
little-"
better plan and they ran out of money.
Totally, because it is
yeah.
it is a piece of shit ride.
Lovely.
Unless you can ride it fast. If you can get on, like, 5-10 minutes, then it's cool. Then you'll like it. But anything more and you're going to be, I don't know. I was pretty mad after. I was like, that was it?
Well, here's the last clip from Jim about his favorite ride.
I have to admit, my favorite ride was the air-conditioned bus back to the airport. Ooh, well worth the wait. Hey, if you don't like Disney, well, then why would you go? I went because I love my children. Now there are adults without children that go to Disney, and they're called weirdos. Very nice people, absolutely crazy. Even the Comic-Con people are like, yeah, they're a little frightening.
Mike.
I know. I used to love to do that. That reminds me, like, when we took Olivia when she was 5.
Yeah.
And when she was 2. Part of my favorite time of it was, like, she was tired or she was really into the tiki room. Mm-hmm. And I was like, thank God.
Because it's air conditioned.
Because you get to sit.
Yeah.
Air conditioned, sit. They have the little Dole pineapple whip. I'm like, I'm going to have ice cream.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit down and I'm going to try to let my feet calm down.
Yeah.
And, it had a little line compared to everything else. So you just stand the whole time.
And that was before you were 50.
Hey! I'm not 50 yet.
Uh-huh.
I'm on the edge of that cliff.
Yeah. Well, I had a bunch of other stuff we were going to talk about, but I think we're going to have to save those for another.
Okay.
If you do catch yourself going to some stupid amusement park and you need an extra energy boost, check out our sponsor, Seattle Gummy Company. They make high-energy mocha shots, provides you with all the caffeine in a cup of coffee 5 times faster and at half the price of what you would pay for a cup of coffee at a chain coffee shop. They've got all sorts of flavors. If you're not looking for the caffeine boost, they have vitamin gummies. They've got CBD gummies. They've got a product for you.
And even more valuable at a trip like that where you're like,
totally.
I need caffeine. Do I want to spend $11 on a soda that's 10 ounces?
Yeah.
Or a coffee that's 15 at the Starbucks in Universal? Or, thank God, I have this pocket full of
just a gummy.
Seattle
Pop
gummy.
it in.
Yeah.
So I think that should be the snack of the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been enjoying them for over a year, and I stand by them. I think they're a great product. Some of you guys have tried it as well.
They're delicious, yeah.
And tell us what you thought about them. Email us at thestandupdads@gmail.com and say if you liked it or not. Click the link in the show notes. Enter the code StandUpDads15 and get 15% off your order. I believe you can combine offer codes, so you can save even more on your caffeine. Seattle Gummy Company, Stand Up Dad tested and approved. Get shit done.
Don't give them to your kids.
So,
especially when you're going into a park, they'll be super excited.
Good Lord, no.
Already over the top.
Well, this brings us to...
Here's a story about a bad daddy.
Our bad dad this week. I think this is going to get you livid because you have a daughter. And no one gets hurt or dies or anything, so we're good. Single dad is accused of abuse after revealing he makes his teen daughter earn her menstrual products by doing chores, while his athlete son doesn't have to lift a finger around the house.
The fuck? What a fucking dickhead. Wow.
Yep.
What an asshole. Why? What does it say the reasoning?
Okay.
What's his dumbass reasoning?
Here it is. A single father has come under fire for making his teen daughter do household chores to pay for her menstrual products and after-school activities, but his athlete son isn't expected to help out anyway because he plays sports.
Oh my God.
This guy apparently posted some stuff online, and he wrote, "Recently it caused a big stink with some family that my daughter does chores, but my son does not. I explained it's because I have to spend extra on my daughter each month, not only for her extracurriculars, but her monthly supplies."
Oh my God. What?
So it's my way of having her pay me back.
Wow. But not the boy.
It's coming to that.
Yeah.
The dad said he has his daughter clean the shared living spaces and bathrooms in their apartment, and she is also required to cook them 4 meals a week.
My fucking God. He's the fucking scary godfather instead of the godmother.
Seriously.
Fucking Cinderella story here.
And then here's the quote from the dad. "My brother said I spend twice as much on my son's extracurriculars, and by my logic, he should have to do chores too," he said. "I explained that he didn't because I feel his could help him get into college, but hers were just a hobby."
Oh my God, his dumbass.
He admitted that the daughter overheard this and got really pissed off.
Oh.
She started refusing to do chores because it wasn't fair.
He's like, she only does like art and dance and music. Where could that go?
Yeah.
But my son could be in baseball.
Exactly.
Fucking idiot.
She packed a bag and took off. She's been staying with her aunt and called the dad an abusive asshole.
Yeah, I agree.
And the dad is saying that the brother and sister are coddling her, and I'm furious.
Fuck off. Yeah. What an asshole.
But what was great was like this got online and just people, the responses. Like, I'm not going to go through all of them here, but if you click the link here for the bad dad, some just hilarious ones. But like one of my favorites was the 50s called "They Don't Want You Either." Some noted that he was doing a disservice to his son by not making him do any chores because guess what? He's going to be a piece of shit when he grows up.
Yeah, because now he's going to be like, well, the women cook and clean, not me.
Yeah.
That's how I was raised because I didn't have to fucking learn how to do nothing.
Yeah. And his future partners are going to suffer because he's just going to be the same Cro-Magnon that this guy was.
Yep.
So I just couldn't believe that. I was like, oh, Mike's going to love this.
Fucking idiot. Wow. What an asshole.
Tell us what you think. Email us, subscribe, give us a review. We actually had a new review this week.
Yay.
Let's see. Here's what it said. 5 stars.
Yay.
What a fun show. This is a show every dad should listen to. The random conversations between 2 friends on raising kids. So thank you, Bumsley152515.
Very
Apple
cool.
Podcasts. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
So yeah, that's how our show grows. So get those in there. We appreciate it. We do appreciate you guys listening.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to hire someone to draw a picture of a dude with holding feminine hygiene products from his daughter as she makes him dinner, who would you write to?
As she's driving away saying abusive asshole, you would write to me, Pencil for Hire. That's pencil, F-O-R, hire.com or Pencil for Hire on Instagram.
That reminds me of when we did the episode about the period party.
Oh, yeah.
I'm guessing he didn't throw her a period party.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah. He's probably one that's like, do you got any money on you? Go get something.
Ugh, dude.
Idiot.
Ah, boy. So you would draw that?
You're right. It really made me mad because I'm just thinking about the idea of just like, she costs me more. Fuck off.
I know.
What an asshole.
And the uncle said, you spend more on the boy. He's like, hers is just a hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you already say how they get to you?
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, I'm not listening.
I was like, and I was confused. I'm like, I already said how he pissed me off. Yeah, he got to me. Oh, how to contact me to draw stuff. Yeah, I did that too.
All right. Well, Mike's done plugging it, but I'm not. Check out Clumsy Love. It's Mike's autobiographical comic collection. It's stuff he's written before and after having kids. It's great. Click the link, order it from there. I guarantee you'll like it, or your next podcast is free. Again, our sponsor, Seattle Gummy Company. Click the link in the show notes, enter the code StandUpDads15 and get 15% off your order. And finally, get my side project, The Gag, on this podcast. That's run by Big Nick. The month of other podcasts is continuing. And we just recorded one. I cannot remember the name, but it was a music podcast. It's kind of like a radio show kind of thing. And it was a good time. And we definitely, I thought I knew something about music. I clearly do not. So if you want to watch me get humbled, give that a listen. So figure out what you want to do this summer. It's going to be on you before you know it.
It is. It's already here. I feel like it's too late. I give up. I'll try next summer.
Fair enough. We'll talk to you guys next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
The thing I want to say is thank you all for coming. Bye-bye.